Hey, howdy, hi.
I'm Danielle,
And I'm Nye.
and this is
My
my point
point is,
is that is the closest we have gotten.
we're gonna get.
That's all we're gonna get.
I'm so sad I forgot my coffee. It's not with me.
How? Why? What?
I don't know. I don't even know how I'm alive right now. I got 4 hours of sleep.
I hate that. I hate hearing that. I
No,
hate
you have to say that's not my favorite thing I've ever heard.
it's not, but I also just actively hate it. Sometimes I can hear something and it's not my favorite thing I've ever heard, but I don't have to actively hate it or I understand the growth period of it. This one I just hate.
Okay, well,
I just reject this one. Get sleep.
absolutely no. Okay, got it.
Big hard no. Big hard long no.
I'm dead.
Okay, so I wanted to do a check-in, I think is our goal for this episode, right? Like
Yeah.
we've been out for a week. I mean, you've been out for 2 weeks, but
hmm
like podcast wise, we've been out for a week and I want to see how you're doing and how you're feeling.
I'm starting to feel like, how do you say baddie? No, I'm starting to feel a bit more comfortable. Like it's starting to dawn on me a bit. Like I was telling you before, I had some worries about how things were looking when it first got done. And like they still had all this stuff on top of the scar. So it looked like my scars were super thick and like gruesome looking. But as the stuff has like fallen off, I'm like, okay, wait, I see what I'm like working with. Like not to say that if my scars do keloid, it is what it is, but I'm seeing more and more of what it's gonna look like when it's healed.
No, but you
I
know
just had to
what
give
you
it time.
showed me looked amazing. Like amazing. Like
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not it keloids, like truly, I was like, you look so good. It looked amazing. So, okay, wait, before I wanna because I've heard the story, but I
Okay.
need everyone else to hear the story of like the what happened. Like give us the breakdown. Tell us from the beginning. Take us back to the very beginning. How did it go? How did you
This
feel?
top surgery?
Yeah, especially no, your grocery list.
You mean my don't play with me.
What? The
I'm dead.
my top surgery? Yes, no, your pedicure that you got last week. What?
These are important things.
Yeah, like tell us to go back to the very beginning. Tell the story. How did it go? Now that you've had more time to process it too, like how are you
Mhm.
feeling? That everything. Give us the details.
Yeah. So we had to wake up hella early. I didn't sleep that night, actually. It was a bad idea. I should have slept that night. But because we had to wake up hella early and I was worried about being late, I stayed up. I got my room ready. And then we headed out to New York. And that's where the office was. And um, yeah, when we got there, they were like, I don't know, we didn't know how New York hospitals work. I mean, you don't have to like sign in
You
the
have to
way that
sign
you do
in
in New
Jersey?
Jersey. No, I'm saying like you don't have to like sign in the way that you do. Like we had to get like a pass to like scan in.
Oh, you don't have to in Jersey, but you did in New York. Oh, I see. Wait, are you talking about when you go into the front of the building and they make you like sometimes do like a metal detector and like get a little slip to say that you're not going to kill anyone there?
No,
That's normal. That's normal.
they went through my mom's purse. They
Yeah.
said they took our IDs, made copies of our IDs, and
Mm-hmm.
put like we had to scan in to get to the elevator.
Oh, they don't
No,
do that
it's
in
not.
Jersey? They're like, yeah,
I
you
never
can
had to.
just walk on in Jersey. They're like, go
And let us know
ahead.
why you're here, and then you sign in.
They're like, yeah, go ahead in. Please don't bring any weapons, but like, we're gonna try. You don't have any, right? And then someone's just like, no, obviously. And they're like, okay, that sounds legit. Okay, cool. Bye. Have fun.
I don't know. We just get by here in Jersey. What can I say? We also don't have like nearly as many people. For the amount of shit I bet every hospital has seen in New York, I bet we have like one story to tell
It's really crazy.
versus like a
Fun.
million.
Okay. Anyway,
No,
all
I'm
right.
kidding.
Okay. So you got in.
Off track. I got in, we go upstairs and they're like, okay, this is kind of nerve wracking for me because I was worried that some random cost was going to come up and I wasn't going to be able to like pay for it. But they're like, it's 250. I was like, here's the 250. And then it was just like a waiting game. I asked my mom to come in with me at first. Um, and she did. And she was like, well, this has been fun. I gotta go.
She did you.
Yeah, because she was uncomfortable and I could see it. Like I could see it. And she was like, I don't want you going in surgery with this energy. And I'm not comfortable here. So like, have your sister come in. Your sister should come in. So my sister did come in.
That was a smart choice.
She stayed. Yeah, she stayed for a bit. But for the most part, like right up to when they brought me to the back, I was by myself. I like was just sitting there thinking thoughts and like being like, is this a good decision? What's going on? All this stuff. But the nurses were amazing. Everything was amazing. I did go through those doors that make you think you're going like
on a
spaceship or something.
That you're being abducted by aliens, and what's going to happen to you is very invasive in a negative and non-consensual way. Yeah.
Like they said surgery, but really it's abduction.
Are you glad that I told you it was going to look like that beforehand?
I am, because that was a lot. Because suddenly you can't just like run away. You're stuck on a stretcher.
You feel, you're like literally, and like you put your arms, and they make you lay your arms down. It looks like you're strapped in. It just feels like the government has now abducted you.
For experimentation.
Which, like, nowadays we're seeing is very likely impossible, unfortunately. But we're not getting into that. I can't do that right now. Actually. Different episode, can't do it right now. But it feels like you have nowhere to go. And also, okay, so when I had to have my little surgery I had a, you know this, but the people don't. I had a little tumor on the bridge of my nose. It wasn't really a tumor, but I like to call it a tumor. And they had to remove it. And just like you said, like for the last like good chunk of time before they took me in, I was just sitting there alone. And it leaves you with this time to be like, I don't really need this, right? I don't need the surgery. Like this is, I'm being dramatic, right? Like this is unnecessary. What am I doing here? Why am I even sitting? I have my butt out, hanging out of this gown that's made of paper, and my nipples are poking through, and like I'm sitting here for what? For what? I don't need to be here. I'm gonna dip. Literally, that you sit there and all you start to do is question why you're even sitting there, even if it's like a deeply necessary procedure.
And you're questioning like, did I do my research? Did I choose the right person? What if they do the wrong procedure? At least this was going through my head. My anxiety
I tell them
was
all
like,
the information they needed?
Do they know my history? Did I lie somewhere? Yeah, no.
When I went in, I told them, I said, hey, just so you know, I read somewhere that redheads typically take more anesthesia. So I just want you to be aware of that. I really don't want to be waking up on this table. The way the woman looked at me and she went, ma'am, this is going to be like a 30-minute procedure.
Ma'am,
you're going to be fine. And I was like, no, I just want you to know, because I read this and my ex was a doctor and I had heard that and you know, it's verified. And she looked at me and she was like, thank you. I'll let the doctor know.
I'll let him know.
I wasn't going to let him know.
We're aware. No. She was like, sit your ass down.
I made her laugh later, so it's fine. Did you at least make your nurses laugh?
No, I'm not really a people person like that.
Okay, that's a damn lie, though.
No, like that, I mean, where if I'm anxious, I'm not going to be like throwing jokes. I'm going to sit there in a puddle of anxiety and sit my ass down.
No, that's fair.
Quietly.
I'm going to ask if I can work a little bit to let out some of the stress.
I did not do that. And that's my mistake. That's where I messed up. Let's be real.
I couldn't twerk because my ass would have been fully out. Hence, as I mentioned previously, the gown.
But the thing is, with plastic surgery, they have to like draw lines on you. So, like my whole ass was out. Everything was out. I was just and it wasn't like door or walls. It was just curtain. Yeah. And I had to be so vulnerable with my doctor. I was like, of course, you're about to cut into me, but like, damn, like no privacy.
No.
You got all my bits and whatever.
Oh my God. And they had to like lift you around and handle you. And,
I was handled.
Yeah.
In a professional way, but I was not ready for that. But the doctor was great. Everybody was great. And yeah, I went in and literally like blinked. Like they were talking to me, but
what were you?
I feel like they were making fun of me.
What were you talking about right before you went under? Because I remember what I was. No, I don't. I did remember for a long time. I forgot now, but I remembered what I was talking about beforehand, and they tricked me.
They tricked you.
Did they trick you?
I feel like they did, because like he was acting like we were about to have a whole conversation, and I was like going in.
He was,
and then I wake up.
He was smooth with it.
Damn, you weren't really trying to talk to me. I feel like I was played.
You were. You were professionally, but I'm pretty sure that the reason the anesthesiologist get paid so much, it has nothing to do with the actual danger of the profession. I think it's actually because you have to go through years of very intense training on how to be a master manipulator of stress and anxiety, right?
Because he did his job. He did what he was supposed to do.
And they're so chill, right? Like he was so like charismatic and chill, I bet, and very like, oh yeah, like he was like you were coming over for Sunday dinner and you were just gonna
Like, I thought we were pals. He was just ready to go. He was like, nah, I got somewhere to be. Hurry up.
And they don't even tell you. It's really just all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, and I really love pasta.
It's just, the disrespectful part is like waking up and you're in a whole new room. There's people around you.
Wait, who was around you?
My mom was there for some reason, and the nurse, one of the nurses from the surgery, from the surgery room. What is it? Operating room. I couldn't think of the word. She was there. And I was like, they did it. They did it. Like, I just kept saying they did it.
Yeah.
Like,
so
yeah.
wait, what did you say when you woke up aside from they did it? Like, what was the conversation when you woke up? Do you remember?
There was no conversation. I was like, I can't see. Whole time I could see. But it was blurry. It was just blurry because I didn't have my glasses on. I kept like, I don't know, sighting. I was like, nothing happened with my heart. There was no, like, I was just really worried that something had happened. They were like, no, everything went really well. I was like, it did? They did it? And then I was like, boobies. And that was it. That was it. Yeah.
So exciting. Just a good old shout boobies in the middle of the hospital.
Yes. That was it.
Okay.
But I would say it was a positive experience. It wasn't what I expected, but it was light. Like, that was like the least interesting part of my day.
What was the most interesting part? How did it get?
Trying to walk up these goddamn stairs to get to my room.
God.
That was a journey.
God.
But yeah.
But walking hurt, like moving, and even your lower part of your body hurt?
I just felt really tired. Like, I was disoriented. Like, I was moving my left side, but I was trying to move my right side. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I was very, like, out of it. Because they kicked us out in under an hour after I woke up. So I only had like less than an hour of having woken up from a 2.5-hour surgery to be like back with the world. And I was not back with it.
They kick you out pretty quick. I mean, here's my thought. After surgery, because once again, I've only had my one surgery. But even at that time, I realized that because I don't remember how I remember there was a taxi involved. I don't remember how I got out of the taxi into the bed that was up like 5 flights of stairs to Jamilia's old apartment. Why we were staying there instead of mine, I don't know, but we did. So I don't remember that, but I do remember thinking later, I'm really glad that it was Jamilia that was bringing me home because she's seen me drunk plenty of times. And this has got to be just the same as like helping drunk Danielle get to bed. So my thought was always bring someone who's going to take you home that's helped you when you're drunk.
Yeah, the one wouldn't have been my mom, but she handled it very well.
Did she?
She did. Yeah, she didn't get annoyed at me for repeating myself a million times or for being like, I love you. So she did her job.
Cute. Okay, so after you've had time to like heal a little bit, feel a little bit more mobile. You've had some experiences with your family.
I have, yeah. It's not been...
Because there's one story you haven't told me about yet. There's one that you've been like, oh yeah, I'm saving that. I'll tell you on the podcast.
Good. I don't remember which one. No, that was the conversation about, that wasn't a bad thing. I mean, my dad just basically said, I'm not accepting your lifestyle, but you good kid. Like, that was his whole thing.
That wasn't a bad thing? Okay. How did that hit you then? Because that would have hit me as a bad thing. That definitely would have hit me as a bad thing.
It's like funny. He's like, I'm not accepting your lifestyle. But then I was like, so are you not going to invite me to family events? He was like, no, I am. And I was like, oh, so you're not going to come to like my wedding? He was like, no, I am. So I was like, what is the different? Like, what is the, you don't accept my lifestyle? What does that change about how we interact? Like, and he was just like, I don't know, kid. I was like, why did you feel the need to say it if it doesn't mean anything to you? You know what I mean? If it doesn't like change, you just felt the need to say it to like hurt, to be like, whatever. That's what I felt like. but
I mean, either
he
that or he's not going to respect your pronouns and things like that.
yeah, but he's been just using my new name. He's been like he doesn't do it for the reason he's like it's not because of that gay shit, but which it has nothing to do with gay shit, and it's so funny to me, but
They all lump it together.
they just lump it together. Like I didn't even bother trying to explain to him non-binary. I did not even bother because he wouldn't even want to interact with that idea.
The
He just
amount,
has no desire.
the amount of times I have had to explain the difference between sexuality and gender identity, it's I can't even begin to try and count that. Like the amount of people that really think that they are the same thing, they conflate them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, one has to do with yourself and one has to do with your romantic self. Like, I can't break it down.
But that's like a lot of people don't even think about their identities in that way. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying. They don't even think about their identities because they don't have to. But somebody who has like these like intersecting layers or whatever. I can't remember what I'm saying. My point is, I lost the thread there.
It was a good thread though. Like even what you said made sense. Yeah, I think you're right. A lot of people they don't have self-awareness. They don't have enough self-awareness to properly identify the differences in what they're feeling about themselves, their preferences, their life, their authenticity. Like breaking these entities down into entities rather than just one big amalgamation of like mush. It's so much harder for people than I think feels overwhelming because they don't understand how it would even be separate. Like the idea of there being separate concepts for different feelings is overwhelming for a lot of people. Now, that's not to say that people can't or that they don't have the capability. It's that a lot of people just don't because they don't have the education or access to people that can open that up for them. And the bigger part, I think, is that people then sorry, my bad. I cut it. Okay. So is that the bigger part of this whole issue, I think, is that people don't even realize that there are separate concepts. So it's not even like they're rejecting learning a new concept. It's that they don't even realize that there are separate concepts. So for them, they're like, what do you mean that is just this thing? You're the one who's confused. And we're like, wait, I hate to tell you, it's much deeper than that, my guy. It's much deeper than that. And they're like, what? You know what I mean? So I feel like that's like the bigger thing. But wait, there was one thing I wanted to, I think it's gone.
And that's okay. You want to save space.
Listen, while you've been gone, I've been over here lonely. I've had to make do. I've had to like find some kind of entertainment that is stimulating enough that I can feel like I'm not just alone. Okay. It's just been me and Jamilia and all four of our animals. I'm lonely. Okay. I was like, where's my friend? I miss my friend. And video calling is not the same thing. On a hug you.
No, it's
on a hug you.
I know. It's been so long.
I've had to be busy doing a bunch of reading and smut reading. So good. It's so good. We'll talk about smut on the next episode. That'll be fun. But anyway, I've had to do a lot of things to try and keep myself busy. Okay. And what's been happening is that my dreams have gotten really weird. My dreams have been getting weird. Okay.
Speak on it.
We'll throw this in there, but then we'll get back to you, I promise. But basically, there was this one dream that I had that I think I told you about on Snapchat. But basically what happened was, to refresh your memory, I was like in an airport with my sister and we were trying to make this flight. And the first half of the dream was us trying to make this flight and it keep getting delayed. And like the airplane was supposed to take off from like a helicopter hangar outside. And it was really weird. It didn't make sense. We ran into like an Italian heritage festival with a bunch of food. They were like, no, this is our plane, not yours. It was very strange first half of the dream. And then all of a sudden it switched. And then it was me and all of my friends and like my village and my family. And we were having a block party in New York on the street. And as we were sitting there with one of those like really cheap plastic tables, like white tables, but it was really low to the ground. We were all chilling, sitting on the ground, and we looked over and we see these two guys in drag is the best way I could describe that. It was the worst drag I've ever seen. Because it was just, it was like two Hawaiian or like cover up, like beach cover ups. And they both had big beards and they were wearing these like little like beach style floral hats or like woven hats.
Oh,
And I looked over and I was like, Adam Sandler? Bad Bunny? What are you both doing here? And they both looked at us and they were like, jigs up, I guess. They came over and they started like talking with us, and like all the old folks went to go talk to Adam Sandler. Jamelia was not in my dream. And I don't know, I think that's because Bad Bunny was there. Like they both can't show up in the same room at the same time. You know what I mean?
yeah, because they're just switching places.
They're just switching
like, no.
places because
Yeah.
they're just the same person in
The
different
same
fonts.
person. Yeah, yeah.
You know, different fonts, same person. So Bad Bunny was there, and like it was the strangest thing. We sat. It got to be my turn. Like he sat down with us. He was very chill, very personable, a little awkward, but like in a cute way. And then like sat down, and it was my turn to go take a picture with him. So I like sat next to him, and he put his hand right on that part of my hip that's like not your butt, but it is. It's not your cheek, but it is. It's like, you know,
But it is.
It is.
It's cheek
you know?
adjacent.
It's cheek
you know?
adjacent. It's like sensual hip. Okay.
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 Wow.
And
You
there.
and Bad Bunny.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I already know it. It does happen. But the thing is, put his hand there, and I was like, ooh. And so I go to like someone's taking our picture, and I turn my head towards his cheek to pretend I'm giving him like a kiss on the cheek. I wasn't really gonna do it, but then he like leans into it and lets me kiss his cheek, and I was like, I was so. And then I woke up, That was the end of the dream. So my dreams have been getting weird without you, Nye. Okay.
Damn.
I understand you've had a lot going on. I'm going to need you to heal faster because
I'm healing pretty fast. I've been doing a lot that I shouldn't be doing.
like what?
Like day 2. Like since day 2, I've been working on my computer on stuff. I like type all day. I'm doing a class, 2 classes. I'm doing a design class and what's it called? A writing class, which has been fun.
Oh my gosh. I just read your blog posts.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you were a great writer. I already knew that. But seeing your writing without it being some draft you're just showing me or this or that, like seeing your final published piece, I'm like, I was almost crying. I was reading it while I was going pee. And so I was sitting there and I was like, I can't be sitting on the toilet and then cry while I'm reading this. I was like, I got to get it together. So I had to like figure that out and then go like finish up and then go sit on the couch and finish reading it. And then I did cry. I teared up, like not a heavy cry, but I like teared up a little bit. I was like, this is so beautiful. I want to show that to like some people that I know could really, really feel impacted by that. I think there are people I know in my life that could really relate to that. I was really impressed. So listen to anyone listening to this, go and check out Nye's blog. It's mx.bipolar. So like mixed bipolar. Tell me if I'm saying it wrong.
Mixedbipolar.com.
Okay. Check it out. It's so good. If you want like here we're little goofballs that get, philosophical. If you want someone who's like just fully in the existential realm of experiencing a mental health journey and all of the good, the bad, and the ugly of that in the most poetic way, go check out mixedbipolar.com.
Aw, thank you so much. That's so sweet. This is my first time hearing your review, so that makes me happy.
It was so good. It literally was like, I was like, this is someone who should be professionally published regularly. And I can't believe that you're not. So
thank you.
Those are my thoughts. Oh, look at you. You're having such a hard time taking a compliment.
Hey, oh my God, I'm blushing.
That's so cute. But no, okay. So any other updates that you have about your healing process, about your processing process, about what's been going on for you?
Yeah, I thought there would be a time period of like where I was like wondering if I made the right choice, but it very quickly, like with a little bit of support from like you and Jamelia versus like the responses I was getting at home, which at some point one member of my family
party
I
member
can't
of
even.
my committee.
Party member. Kind of had a visceral response to seeing my chest for the first time. Like, and it wasn't the best response, and it made me feel like, for that minute, I felt really like I had just like butchered myself, like I was ugly, and like, like those thoughts came in. And then shortly after, I was talking to you and Jamelia, and you guys were like, what are you talking about? You're amazing, blah, blah. And just hearing that for a second, I was like, let me get out of my bag and get back into my, like,
Get out of my head and get back in my bag.
Out of my head and back in my bag. Exactly. Thank you. Because, yeah, after that, I haven't had like a moment of being like, did I do the right thing? Is this really what I wanted? Like, it just feels right. And I just feel like more at home, even though there's still swelling, there's still some recovery to be done, like physically, like mentally. I do feel really positively about how this is going to impact me going forward and like how I move through the world. So that's how I feel.
I can already tell that that's true because on the side, you've been making some moves for your own well-being that as a mental professional, I have to say I approve of. So I'm really
I blocked the hose. All them hoes are gone.
I'm so excited.
My whole roster deleted. Okay, we're starting fresh.
You're going to therapy. You're doing big things.
I love how you were probably just talking about therapy, and I was like, I deleted my hose.
No, I was thinking of both, but definitely therapy was on the top of the charts. The hose were down here a little bit, but both are important. Yeah, no, I'm really happy for you. You look so good. You look so hot. This is it. I can't wait for us to go party. I've already sent Nye like at least 2 different events that we can go to at the end of the month. I'm like, when are you healed again? We're going. When are you healed? We're going. We're shaking ass. We're going, and you're going topless, and we're going. I'm so excited. Like, so okay. Well, these are good updates. These are really good updates. Trying to think if there's anything else. I think that was it. I think mostly what we wanted to do was come on and kind of like give that little update, get back in the game. We're going to be back now regularly. It'll probably be this format because Nye's not able to like travel yet and leave the house yet. Still homebound. But we're going to be back doing content now more regularly and we'll be back in studio. The studio's empty without you. We'll be back in studio.
Sipping our coffees and or wine and or tea. You never know.
It's going to be a little bit of everything. You never know what's going to be in the cup. Is it tea? Is it Long Island? What is it?
Surprise, surprise.
But yeah, so don't worry. We're back on it. And you got flat, and now you can go out and show it off to the world and see how this feels.
I thought you were going to say you got flat so you can go and shake some ass. That's what I thought you were going to say.
That'd be good too. I was going more wholesome, but like...
No, we like your direction. That was great.
Yeah, I was like, you can really be yourself. And you're like, I'm going to shake some ass. Which both are true. Okay, good. Well, I love you very much.
Anything you want to add?
No, I miss you. Come back. Please. Please come back.
Soon come.
Please. I'm so lonely. I cut off all my hair. I'm not doing well. Anyway, that's all. I miss you. And I'm really glad you're feeling good. And I'll probably call you later today to bug you.
Yes. Sounds lovely.
Okay, good. Then I talk to you soon.
Sounds good. How do I get out of here?
Bye.